Hi Booktube! Today is I guess, recent reads mixed in with maybe, with a few other random things. Actually, before I go into books, let's start with, my little channel has now reached a bit over 200 subscribers. I think the last time I looked, it was like 220 or so, which I find quite amazing, or almost, slightly weird and unreal, but I'm very glad that so many people have subscribed and I guess interested in the nonsense that I have to get off my chest. And I thought this time, because the last time when I finally reached 3 digits, I thought maybe I'll do a Q&A. Then I decided against it because it felt rather weird. And now I'm thinking maybe I'll do it this time. And I waited for a little bit after reaching 200 because I was like, it's going up and down and whatever, so who knows. But now it's like 220, so maybe, maybe it's safe. Who knows? I might also look like an idiot when I post this. But if you would like any sort of Q&A content, then please let me know, and maybe also put a question down below, and then I guess I will answer the ones that I feel comfortable answering. I'm not promising anything. That would be lovely. So thanks very much for subscribing. And then, so on to my last week of reading, week or two maybe. I can't quite remember when the last time was that I updated you, but I do remember, I looked up obviously what books I had read in that time. So I finished 2 audiobooks. One was Caitlin Doughty's From Here to Eternity. I think the subtitle was something like, not subtitle, what is it called? Anyway, the other one, the longer part, was Traveling the World to Find the Good Death or something like that. I think I talked about her before. She's that mortician who also has that YouTube channel. She's done some other, another memoir, and one that was more like a collection of weird and funny questions she gets by people, which was called Will My Cat Eat My Eyeballs? This one is a bit more on the somber side, I guess. Not like too ridiculously serious either, but we are talking about death and grieving and different, the different rituals within different cultures, of how people and communities treat either the bodies of the deceased, or also anyways, that sort of thing, how they treat them, how they might bury them, and how maybe certain rituals may help with the grieving process or the process of letting go, and so on and so forth. And she kind of spans a whole, is that a word? Spans the gamut? I don't know. She spans a large spectrum from, I guess, rituals that are kind of similar to the ones that we may be used to here, or obviously she speaks from an American-centric point of view, or US-centric point of view, to things that seem completely bonkers to us, you know what I mean? Or that may seem rather like, how do you say this, appalling almost. And I think she does a really good job at, how do you say this? These things seem, I feel like, especially with the more out there, from our point of view, types of rituals, this can kind of very easily slip into the voyeuristic kind of niche. It's like, look at these weird barbarians and their odd customs, Luckily, I think she steers clear of that, and instead she really sort of conducts herself like, a guest at an important ceremony wherever she goes. And it's just very interesting and sometimes eye-opening. And I like, what did I like? There was one sentence that I liked. So she was talking about her preferred method of burial. And she had previously explained how this is a thing somewhere in India. I can't remember, in a specific community, but I'm not sure anymore. And it was sky burial. So basically where the body is left at a high place and then vultures can, go on and do their thing. And she said she thinks that to her is the most preferable way of, I guess, dealing with her body. And she said this thing where, what was it? I have spent 30 years of the first 30 years of my life eating the flesh of animals. Why shouldn't they have their turn when it's my time to go? And I thought, you know what? That's totally kind of understandable. Anyway, sorry for starting with this type of topic, but I can definitely recommend it. Maybe not in every single circumstance in your life, but I enjoyed it. The other audiobook I finished was Emma Donoghue's The Pull of the Stars, which I cannot talk about because it is part of my Booktube prize reading. The only thing I can say is that the audiobook was very nice. Like, I liked the narration. Anything else is going to have to wait until later. So I think that's all I've finished since the last time. And then what I'm currently reading is still Lauren Oyler's Fake Accounts, which is a rather a slow read for me. I still owe Rainer a check-in on the last passage that he's already finished, but I haven't. It's very weird because I'm liking some of the commentary in here. I am liking, the sort of observations and the way the characterization is done. I absolutely dislike all the characters though in here. And I also dislike the narrator's completely over the top self-consciousness, with which she overanalyzes every single situation. And whilst to an extent I feel like, I can empathize with that, I'm definitely not that crazy, not that over the top, I guess. And it really gets on my nerves. But at the same time, it's like really interesting. I don't know. So yeah, I guess the verdict is still out. It's certainly not a compulsive read, that's for sure. I read the first 50 pages or so, then checked in with Rainer, and then just left the book lying around for ages. Not ages, but for several days. I did not feel like picking it up again. But it was also not like, a strong dislike. It was just sort of, do I feel like this? Oh no, not really. So that's one thing. The other thing I'm reading is Real Life by Brendan Taylor, which is also a Booktube prize read. So therefore, again, I cannot really speak about it. The only thing I would say is, so I'm reading that on Kindle, like as an ebook. And I have this tendency to use my e-reader mainly when I'm in bed, because my husband is a light sleeper, and, the Kindle doesn't require me to have a light on. And then also, obviously, if I'm like out and about, which I'm not at the moment. So I tend to only read in bed late when I'm tired, which I think isn't really helping with this book. At the moment, I've not really gotten into it properly. I haven't gotten really into any flow, but I'm not sure if that's the book or if it's just the time when I'm reading it. Maybe I should just give it some daytime reading and see. Anyway, that's that. What else am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm also listening to an audiobook, which is also a Booktube prize one. It's The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. And my cat is running about, so if you're hearing any noises, that's him. Again, can't speak about it yet. That one, well, I haven't gotten to, I think I've maybe gotten like a quarter into it or so. It's interesting. But also I have no clue I don't know what to expect. But such is I guess that's the fun also of prize reading in that way, where it's like a lot of these things I have I haven't really, were either just sort of on the periphery or not on my radar at all. And so I tend to just pick them up blindly. I don't even read the synopsis because, like, you know, I don't need to make up my mind. I've already made up my mind to be reading this group. So just get in, you know, just dive in. What else is there? Well, that's all my current reads. Then I'm still planning to read Interior Chinatown soon, which I want to read with Mark from Book Time with Elvis. And then, what else is there? Yeah, I don't know when I will actually be starting this, but I've just received another book and I'm so happy. It's Too Much and Not the Mood by Durga Chew-Bose. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Maybe I should have looked it up. I bought this on the recommendation of Alex at What Page Are You On? And I can't even remember like 100% what made me write this down, to be perfectly honest, apart from, well, him talking about how this talks about the immigrant experience in the US. But he made it sound really amazing. So I bought it. And it's been a while since I ordered it, because I ordered it from the UK, from Blackwell's, and it took forever to get here because Brexit and COVID and possibly Easter. But funnily enough, I think this was like the one book that I've ordered in the UK that was probably dispatched the latest. It's now the only one that has reached me so far. So I'm, still anxiously awaiting at least three more parcels. 2 from like an indie press and then another one from Blackwell's. Anyway, who knows? They're probably just lying around in customs, and at some point they'll probably ask me to pay a lot more money to get them. Seriously, this Brexit thing. Anyway, let's leave it at that. In other news, we have got a curfew again here in my neck of the woods. It started at 12 o'clock. Well, it started literally like last night after 12. But the curfew is now going to be from 9 o'clock in the evening till 5 in the morning. We had a curfew before in December. It was incredibly annoying, and now it's back. This time it's 1 hour less. Like last time it started at 8. This time it's at 9. But I mean, I get certain reasons, you know, the reasons for and blah, 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 but it doesn't, you know, preclude me from being annoyed by it. So I'm living vicariously through others who are enjoying their, you know, reopening of bookstores and all that, because that's not happening here. Anyway, actually, I don't know if are they open again? Because they were open, but now I don't know if this is because of the curfew. This is another thing. I'm kind of so sick and tired of it that I have stopped checking up on the new rules all the time. Like, I mean, I check them every so often, so I know that I'm not in violation of anything. But at the same time, a lot of the sort of ins and outs about whether shops are open or not, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just going to the supermarket anyway. You know, I'm just happy if the library still does click and collect. Whatever. This is getting very rambly. I apologize. So I think I'll just leave it at this. So let's just repeat the call to action. Write down a question in the comments if you would like one answered in a future Q&A video. And obviously, feel free to comment on any other things that I've mentioned, like the books I am reading, the books I have read, or the books I'm planning to read, or Brexit, or COVID, whatever. I love to chat with you. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the weekend or day, whenever you're watching this. Bye-bye.